just pass it. At least it's going to help a lot as well.
Now, you will pass it. I am praying that nobody should do it like me. I did 3 times before I passed.
Wow. Are you that was already pro?
See me, see wahala. And there are people that have not been driving and they just did it and passed immediately. You know that is life for you, eh?
Yeah.
Life is not always what you expect to happen. It is what eventually happens. Whatever happens, happens. It's not, it has nothing to do with your expectations and stuff.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us. John Debrill, good to see you. Thank you. We are talking about emotional detoxification. This is a very hot topic on TikTok today, and a lot of people are making inquiries about it, and that's why we decided to just take a look and see what it means to us. So the question is, what comes to your mind when you hear emotional detoxification? Do you have something to chip in for us, Sylvia?
Sorry, give me a minute.
Okay. JCK, any input here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Please, before you speak, please, everybody, please follow one another. Let us continue to grow each other. Follow one another. If there's anybody here you are not following, follow the person and let the person follow you back, and let us continue growing together. So please go ahead.
Okay. My own understanding of emotional detoxification is a way of releasing or cleansing.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, cleansing yourself from negative emotions.
Yeah.
Right. It could be through sleep, or maybe dancing, exercising.
Exactly.
But
I like that
yeah.
one.
And your past experience could be one of the things that are contributing to things that are weighing you down.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you snap out of all these things? So I think emotional detoxification is a way of cleansing yourself from negative thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and healing, emotional healing, renewal, growth, coming out
Yes.
from who you used to be to your better you. So
Yes.
that's my thoughts on that.
I really like your perspective to this, especially the dancing. Okay,
You that
now.
can dance.
Lavi Patel, good to see you. Welcome. Sylvia, are you ready now to tell us things? Thank you, thank you, thank you. My people on YouTube, thank you.
For the YouTubers. Yeah, I'm ready
YouTubers,
now.
the good old YouTube.
So, like she said, is detoxification just is similar to cleansing, right?
Yes.
So it's a way of cleansing your emotion,
Yes.
removing every negative feelings,
Okay.
and then it's beneficial because it will help you regain your mental sanity.
Yeah. So what's the question right now is, okay, we all know that when we're talking about physical toxicity, we have things like maybe environmental pollution, maybe from the point as a nutritionist, maybe food toxicants, chemicals in the food, chemicals in cooking utensils, chemicals in hygiene products. These are the things that can, fill up your body with toxicants. What are your experience? What is it that you can say that can make an individual have emotional toxicity? That before you even start talking about emotional detoxification. Jack Rimsky, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. So what is it you think can even get an individual to the point of talking about emotional detoxification? What kind of experience do you think that a person would have gone through that would suggest this kind of approach to health? Thank you, Lavi. Sylvia, do you have something to say? Umi, thank you for joining us. V, are you there?
I am. I'm waiting for Sylvia to talk.
I think she's a bit off. Can you tell us what are the kind of experiences that would make one say I am undergoing emotional detoxification? Hello, shout out to Luffy Funk Songs. Thank you. Hi, shout out. Thank you. Vicky, please. Sorry, my friends are calling on me.
Stressful work environment, traumas, past traumas, traumatic experiences, then having negative people around you. You know, some people are like, they can drain you, like negativity. If you have we have to be, mindful of the kind of people we surround ourselves with. I for one, I'm very choosy who I put around me, because
in your space,
I find people very draining. If you put a negative person around your space, they will drain you. Like someone I know will say, if someone is not adding to you, the person is taking out of you. So
yes,
what type of energy do you want around you? Those are some of the things. Then stress, traumas,
yes,
negativity. Then also, I think sometimes social media could be toxic.
Exactly.
Could be very toxic. So those are some of the things I can think of right now.
Yeah. Toxic environment. JCK, do you have something to tell us?
Yeah, I think she already said it all. Grief, maybe grief or loss, could also contribute to that. Abuse. Abuse could be one of the things that could contribute to that, and also bullies. Which is something I will also like us to guide our children with, because there are a lot of bullies at school.
Yes.
Yeah, someone was telling me one day that the friend's daughter that the school, she has a phone at the age of 9. Yes, and she was on WhatsApp. So one day, a message came in, and then the mom opened it, only for her to see that what the friends or the classmates, whoever that she was chatting with, they were telling her to kill herself, that she's ugly.
Are you for real?
Yeah. So
at the age of 9?
9, yes. So all these things could contribute to, the toxic environment.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like she said, stress. When you are burnt out, you need to rest. You need to take a rest. Stress could be one of the things. Betrayal. Betrayal could also be one of the reasons. Yes.
When we talk about emotional toxicity, there is one aspect of emotion that I did a video about this thing almost more than a year now. But I realized that even on my website, where I did where I did a blog. Even the video I did on YouTube, it is attracting a lot of attention. And what is that thing? Is adverse childhood experiences. I got to come across adverse childhood experiences when I was doing an employment course in one school when I was joining them as a support assistant. Adverse childhood experiences is experiences we had as children that has become like a part of us growing up, and unfortunately we usually don't even know that they are there, but they are definitely there contributing to our health of mind and our health of body. And what it does is that even people who hit their partners, people who hit their children, if you look very well, you will realize that these are children that actually experienced adverse childhood experiences. And coming to this topic now, we are talking about emotional detoxification. That adverse childhood experience course went ahead to explain that the only way it can break, that it turns into a cycle, that it becomes a cycle. So if a man was raised in an abusive home, the man would most likely abuse their children, and the children would most likely abuse their own children. And this abuse does not usually come as just a hit and sit down. No, it comes with alcoholism, it comes with addiction, it comes with the real abuse itself. It comes with, of course, addiction most times comes with lying, cheating, stealing, and all sorts of things. So please let us increase the like so that more people can come. Please just hit your screen as constant as you can so that it can attract more people. So all of these abuses and their brothers and sisters, that it continues like a cycle. Even some people want to believe that they get implanted in the gene. So children carry it as a genetic factor. But aside being a genetic factor, the experiences continues, because if a child was abused as a child, if a man was, oh, I didn't bring my water bottle. If a man was abused as a child, there's tendency he will abuse his child, and there's tendency that child will abuse his own child, and it continues. So the question is, how do you break this cycle? How do you get this cycle broken? Please, I want to hear from my ladies before we talk about what it was suggested that we should do in that course. What do you think can be done to break this cycle of abuse? Sylvia, are you all open?
Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah.
So the first thing first is identify this abuse first.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you cannot break a pattern or a cycle that you're not even aware that exists.
Yes.
So you have to know about it first, and then that's when you now look for ways that can help. Probably going for counseling or being intentional. That, okay, I experienced this. So when you know about these things, probably you do research and then get to know more about it, and then you are now aware that this thing exists.
Yeah.
Right? You can be intentional that I won't carry it on.
Yes.
Because sometimes when we do things, we know that we actually do these things. But then if we don't want to do it, you can be intentional and be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yes.
Then if it's the one you cannot help yourself, seek help. Probably go for counseling and talk about it. The thing is, most times when you talk about things, you are more determined to avoid it or come out of it.
Exactly.
But when you avoid it, you still end up going back to it, even unknowingly. So when you seek for help, then you go for counseling, go for therapy session, and the rest of it, then they can help you come out of it. And then you can also educate your children, educate the younger ones about it, so that they are also aware of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to bring up something, but I want to hear the other people. What do you think could be the approach to this kind of situation?
Yeah, just like Sylvia mentioned, I think the first thing is to recognize the abuse.
Yes.
Recognize that you have it. Once it's been acknowledged, then that's when you will start working hard to move away from it, to overcome it.
Yeah.
And you also educate yourself on that.
Yeah.
Why is it that you don't want to continue practicing it? Because maybe you don't like the way you shout at your children or at people, or is affecting or consider therapy. You can consider going to see a therapist. Another thing is you should also build a support network.
Yeah. Support
Surround yourself
network.
with
Yeah.
people with a positive mindset, not people that will still. Please, 1 minute. What is it? That's it. What? Oh, you're going to change. Oh, take off this one and wear your t-shirt. Sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fine.
So what's it that I said again?
You build support network.
Yes, you by surrounding yourself with people that will support and care for you, not people that will remind you of that thing that you want to.
Yes, you get away from.
Yes, and you keep educating yourself. Just be intentional about it. Keep speaking positivity. Just keep telling yourself. Be conscious of how you react. If you should also know what triggers it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think these are the things that will help you to come and to break that shame.
Yes. From what I've picked from your discussion, we can, according to Sylvia, recognition is even number one, because you can't tackle what you don't even know that it exists. A lot of children started experiencing this thing, like in that video we talked about. Even when the mother is pregnant and the father is abusing the mother, it affects the child that the mother is carrying. So think about if a child started experiencing this abuse as a fetus, and he continues abusing experience, it becomes a normal thing. It becomes a norm. They won't even know there's any difference. When you are talking about no abuse, they'll be like, what are you talking about? So I'm just like recapping what both of you said before we can call on V to give us her own perspective. So recognition, support network, and before therapy. Please, V, what do you have to tell us? We are looking at how you can begin to tackle this condition if you have it around you.
Sorry, I was out for a while, so I was trying to. Can you ask the question again? I was trying to get the question.
No, we are saying there's this topic about adverse childhood experience. The topic is emotional detoxification. So
Okay.
we recognize that there is this kind of emotional abuse that is known as adverse childhood experience. And this adverse childhood experience is what a child experienced as a child, and they carry it on to they become adults, and it continues and it becomes a cycle. So there is a tendency that if a child experienced that abuse as a child, there is tendency they will also transfer it to their children, and their children will grow up to be adults who also abuse their own children, and the cycle continues. Thank you, Angie Lifestyle, for the gift. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. So there is tendency that the cycle continues. So the question is, what would you do to help to break this cycle? Sylvia and JCK talked about recognition. JCK also went ahead to talk about building a support system. What do you think can be done to at least look towards breaking this kind of unpleasant cycle?
Okay, I think like Sylvia and the lady said, um, first of all, you have to identify.
Yes.
I think you mentioned it also. You can't
Yes.
tackle what you don't know. You have
Yes.
to identify. You have to come to the terms that there is a problem. And once you know that there is a circle, there is a problem, there's a pattern, you're almost halfway there. Then from there, you make a conscious effort to solving it,
Yes.
not just identifying and leaving it. Then you could then move a step ahead to seek for help, look for help, seek for maybe therapy. I think one of the ladies said having a support system. I think that's where the
Yes.
support system now comes in.
Yes.
Then you make a conscious effort. You make positive efforts, take positive steps to overcome it. You you put your mind to it that it's something you're going to overcome, even if you fall by the way you tell yourself, oh, this
Yeah.
doesn't define me, this is not me,
It's just a
I won't
setback.
let this be my story. Then you keep up at it again. And I think with support, with therapy, with God, all
Yes.
things are possible. You'll be able to overcome.
So let's welcome NG Lifestyle. Sorry, everyone, I didn't even do introduction. We just dived right back in. So I'm going to start from the person who just joined us. NG Lifestyle, please, everybody should follow one another. If you're here and there's anybody you have not started following, please follow the person, like some posts on their timeline. So we just grow. There's no, a candle can only shine brighter when they light another. It doesn't burn. It doesn't go off. It can only burn brighter. So please support everyone. NG Lifestyle is a sister, just like Sylvia, just like Chioma. Your name is JCK Consult. For the sake of Vivian, her name is Chioma. In case you want to refer to her, you are just saying, just like the madam said. I was laughing. So her name is Chioma. So there's Vivian, there is Sylvia, there is NG baby, NG Bacane. So, so these are all of us here for.
Did you say Vivian?
Huh?
Did you say
Vicky,
Vivian?
sorry, Vicky. Oh, forgive me. You have changed from Nkiru to Vivian. Her name is Victoria. Oh, sorry, my love.
Is it the Victoria?
Yes, now it's Victoria,
Hi, Vicky.
Hello. Who is this, please?
Who is he? I don't know.
It's my sister. It's my sister in rugby.
Hey, how you doing? I didn't know you were the one. Can you imagine? That's so nice. So good to see you. Oh.
Yeah. How are you doing? How are the boys?
They are fine. How are your children? Hope they're good.
They are fine, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. I didn't know you were the one, and I was saying the lady. Oh.
Welcome everyone. NG has been muted, and Sylvia is also muted. So we are all sisters, and we are determined to make this work. Nobody should look at today. We will continue to grow gradually. Even if it's just one drop in a day makes a mighty ocean. Don't look at how we are looking today. We will make it happen. Together we will grow. So tonight, for the sake of NG, okay, say something, please. Hello.
I always pass by.
Yes, you do. And when you have the time, just linger. We are just a collection of ourselves that said, okay, this social media is like ocean. Everybody is fetching water. And it's not as if you are not there. So since you're already there, treat it like something you want to make something out of it. So
exactly.
One leg in, one leg out. It's not like you are making money, and it's not like you are not there. So as long as you are
so
already
confusing.
there.
If you are a newcomer,
yeah.
you don't just know where to start, Yeah.
That's why we should support each other. We said, since we are here, please follow each other, like each other, support each other, like your post, share it, do anything that is doable on every other person's post that help people to grow. And this is just a tip that I'm telling everyone. Before you post anything, don't just post because you know you want to post. Go to creator insights search the insight, look for something that is related to that thing you want to post, and under it click create. That is also how we find the topics we are discussing here. When you do this, it helps audience to be directed to your page. That means that thing you see there is what people are searching for. So you will now use it depending on what your page is all about. You find the one that aligns with your page, and you find the one that has a very high volume of search. Like when you see the red percentage here, you see the one that has up to 1000%. You go for them and click create, and then you go. So this is why tonight we are discussing emotional detoxification. So so for the benefit of you that just arrived, we are talking about a lot of things. We have already tackled many situations that might cause emotional burden, where we talked about stress, trauma, negative vibes, bullying, whether it's physical or online. All of these things can actually cause people to have emotional, baggage. So, and we are now talking about detoxification. And we have identified a particular type of trauma that is almost like generational, almost tending towards genetic, which is adverse childhood experiences. ACEs is a topic of its own, is a course on its own, that because it has been identified to be a big trigger in the whole society. John Gall, how are you? So we have talked about how it can affect people and families as individuals and the family by making people, transfer trauma from parents to children, and then children again to their children when they become parents. And the question now that we want you to chip in is, what do you think that can be done to break that cycle in people that it is happening to?
Okay. Yeah, that's a very interesting topic, to be honest. So, and it's something that I think most parents are becoming aware of, more than they used to be.
Yeah.
So I think the key here is that information, that knowledge, being able to understand what that means, not in terms of literally, but in terms of how it affects you and how it affects your family, how it affects your kids, and trying to put a stop to it so it doesn't get further than your children.
Yes.
So that, to me, the key is knowledge and information. And this modern age and time, I think, is becoming people are becoming very much aware of such things. And people are trying to educate themselves to get better informed of such traumas. Because it has always been there. And the phrase that people usually use is, that's how my parents did it. That's how these people did it. That's how we passed through the generation and nothing happens. But I think the world is changing now, and it's not the way that our parents lived that we are living now, and that's not how our children are going to live.
Yes.
So to me, information is key, and being able to find those information, being able to find a group like this that talk about it, that tell people that this actually exists and this is the impact it's having on people, this is the impact it's having on children, and just generally having that education is key.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, this information is everywhere now.
internet has become our our go-to place to learn about things, and a lot of groups, a lot of parenting groups, a lot of there are platforms that you can join and you can follow to learn more about all these things and ways, because sometimes people know about them but they don't know how to deal with them.
Exactly.
So yeah, so this is a reason why it's very important to find um, information on how to deal with it, basically. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Wow, that's profound. Like information. When they say information is power, knowledge is power, we don't mean it literally. It means you could use knowledge to conquer things that you wouldn't be able to conquer on your own. But the how do I say, the tricky thing about internet, they say, in my language they say ifonye na choko na afo. So it is only when you are aware of something you actually go out to look for it, except maybe it falls, through your way. Like me, I necessarily wouldn't have seen it as a topic. Like I knew that it was wrong, parents are abusing their children. I knew that they always say that apple does not fall far from the tree. You will see a child of an angry man displaying anger and bad behavior, and you'll be like, that's how they do in the house. This because his father is always beating his mom, but it didn't occur to me that it was such a relevant, concept, that to the extent that it affects generations. And come on, it's logical. It makes a lot of sense because you only give what you have. A child who was given hate can only give hate to his own descendants. And it goes on and on and on. And you never can tell how it gets to end. But thank God for all the options we have laid on the table this morning. We said recognition. Recognition, number one now, for me, thankfully, I had a very beautiful childhood. I could say, even it's not even up to 2 days. I was telling my friend that I'm so used to being loved that I think I am not knowing how to love anymore. That I am so used to receiving love from my childhood that I'm the youngest of 7 siblings, and I was so used to everybody giving me, you know what they say, gifts. Sometimes only me will be carrying like 4 gifts like this on my chest, and my immediate elder brother will be begging me, please give me, and I'll be running. So I was just telling my friend that I've become so used to receiving love that I think I am becoming really selfish. I don't know how to give. And she was just telling me, you have to start learning. You have to consciously learn. So it is the same thing. Now, children who were so used to being abused would, oh my goodness, people are sad. Now, it is the same thing that children who are so used to being abused would have become so used to being abused that they don't even know how to love anymore. And you know what this does is that it affects both the relationship at home, in the office, around them. That is why sometimes you go into a public transport and your feet merely touches someone and they are so furious, and you are wondering, did something else happen? This person probably, what we say on the street parlance, you say, this person no get joy at all. So this person probably don't have any joy. This person doesn't have any love around them. So what we are saying right now is that when we are talking about adverse childhood experience, they kind of continues. They topple over and over. It goes on and on. And yes, that cause really identified. We are talking about childhood adverse childhood experience. Nadia, you used to you used to walk with me in the morning. I have walked with you in the morning. We used to do morning exercise. So don't worry. I was asking you if you were in Nigeria. You say you were a Ghanaian. I remember you. I'm not talking about you. Sorry, Nadia. So, adverse childhood experiences, the professionals suggest that acknowledgement, just like we have identified in this group. Sylvia said it, JCK said it, V said it, and NG said it. So it's a common one. It's a very basic one now, saying you have to recognize it. As a person, you have to identify the fact that, look, I am not doing this right by my children. Don't ignore the people around you, especially when they give you correction. Because sometimes you may not know any difference. You may not know that this actually is as bad as it is. So acknowledge, recognize and acknowledge. Sometimes you as a person may not recognize. Look, the discussion I said I was having with my friend, it wasn't like this might be the opposite one, but it took me long to actually recognize it, that I hardly pick phone to call my siblings. But I would be like, hey, it's been long, this one called me. And I'm becoming entitled. I was actually entitled. So it might not be easy for you to recognize that you are doing this until maybe people around you will like, look, madam, you know the call person, you go just a wait to make person call you. And then you be like, oh, okay. That's true. So also, if it is in the wrong kind of attitude, you will be, you're just living your life. You don't know that you're actually damaging another's life. So recognition goes with acceptance. Acceptance in the sense that people may tell you as advice, as friends, or in anger as a reprimand, but always try and listen. Listen and say, look, I think this person is right. Don't be afraid to accept that something you are being told is wrong. No matter how it was said, you might think it's an insult. You might think it's this person, you just insulted me. No, even in that insult, there might be some element of truth. There was a discussion we had this morning, and the man was like, oh my God, I've just repented. And Vicky was like, this is good, because he was able to recognize that he was not on the, that he had to do something different. So we should be that courageous and that humble to recognize that we are not doing something right. So it is only when you even recognize that you are not doing something right that you take the next step of building a support system like JCK suggested, or the next step of finding a therapist, or the next step of trying to adjust, like NG said, looking for information on the internet, or like Vicky said, looking out for support, looking out for how somebody can walk you through. So recognition is number one, because I know a lot of people that could be approached and told that, look, you are not doing the right thing, and they're like, please get out. Well, what do you know? I don't blame you. Why should you come and tell me things like that? No, recognition is the key. Recognize, acknowledge, and accept that it is wrong. Like Angie said, you now go. It is only when you recognize that you go seeking for knowledge. You now go seek for knowledge, hopefully, and fortunately, there are lots of resources these days to, educate yourself. And then you go and educate yourself. So after you have educated yourself, you now look for support. Because it's even when you know what you're looking for support for, you now even know the kind of support to look for. So, but there's something profound they said in that course. In that course, they said, because the course is about children in school. So in that course, they said you cannot just begin to address the child. You cannot just say, okay, this child is undergoing childhood experience. Let us be, creating the good environment. No. You have to go back to the family where the child is coming from. So what we are now talking about is adults, but yes, the cause that brought about this was for children. So they are talking about providing family support. Providing family support where parents can come in and actually talk about their concerns. What could it be that is driving the family to this level of tension? What ways can we apply to help the parents to, reconcile what is happening to them and how it is affecting their child's well-being, physical, emotional, academic well-being? Because a lot of times we see a child, and then even us, the parents, are the ones saying, look, you are not doing well, what is this, you failed this one or you didn't fail it. We may not sometimes acknowledge or even think of the aspect that that child might be going through an emotional problem that's even from the house. So the issue is now, the ways that has been identified is, don't just tackle this child alone. Look at the root cause of whatever the child is going through in school. A child undergoing ACEs, how do you even identify? Where do you start from helping that child? You start by calling in the parents, providing them with support, not calling them to reprimand them, no, calling them to provide support. And it falls back to the discussion we were having yesterday, that there was a parent that left their 80-year-old that was roaming the streets. And we said, yes, those parents also need support, but because it can't be ordinary that a parent can leave their child to roam the street. So in this case, you have to support parents. So, dear ladies, if you can chip in, what ways do you think that parents can actually be supported when it comes to a child undergoing, in this case, we now see that this child is apparently undergoing abuse in the house. What ways do you think that parents can be supported as a system? We know where we are coming from. We know where we are. And both of these societies are like two rivers apart. From what you have seen so far, from everything we have known, from where we are coming from where we are, from what are the ways you think that maybe people from whom or what you are seeing here can even begin to learn? Our viewers, let everybody learn. What are the ways you think that parents can be supported to build a better toxic-free environment for their children to thrive in? Anybody can unmute and, chip in. Michael is not here. Hello, ladies. V, can you tell us something?
Yeah, I was actually waiting for the other ladies to speak. Okay, so what ways can we support the parents?
Yeah, what
Is
ways?
Is it not the parents that the abusers? Is it the parents we are to support or the child?
Remember the discussion we had yesterday?
Okay.
Yes, that parents left an 8-year-old and he was roaming the streets.
Okay.
And then you were the one who said that the parents actually need help.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yes, and what we are discussing this night, we say that the child is experiencing abuse, which is as a result of the parents undergoing adverse childhood experiences.
Yeah.
And they are carrying it over to the children.
Okay.
Okay, let's put the question better. What do you think can be done to support the family?
Oh,
Eh,
like you, I think you've already mentioned the parents. One, they need support, education. They need to be aware. They need to be, to even know that what they are doing is wrong, and they need to be assessed to even find out their state of mind and all. Then for the child needs to be supported also. They need to be trained properly, talked to,
Yeah,
provided maybe, like we said, it could be emotional support, it could be physical support, it could be financial support. Because
exactly.
sometimes it's finances that actually causing a lot of families, it's finances actually causing the strain in their homes. So
Yeah.
financial support, and you mentioned one yesterday, nutritional support. So,
You know that
so
a hungry man is an angry man.
an angry man, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Mind me, I was just
So,
laughing yesterday. Okay.
so I think those are some of the things that need to be done. Then, if there is a support group, maybe put them in the support group where they have parents that are going through the same thing, so that they know they are not alone.
Yes.
Someone mentioned that yesterday. I think it was Emmanuel.
I
They
think
know
I
they are
led
not
them.
alone. They know. I think you mentioned it was you. They, they know they are not alone. They know they are not walking on this journey alone. Sometimes in life when things are happening to you, you just feel, oh, my own case is the worst.
Yes.
Like we were saying the other day, it is a person that he still gives mouth that goes around saying that
That my case
he didn't give
cannot
me
be
mouth.
saved.
you know, like the Igbos would say, it is the person that still has mouth. Your situation gave you mouth. That's why you can still go around be telling people that he didn't give you mouth. If he didn't give you mouth, you
You
won't be
won't
able to.
even talk.
You'll be, you'll be able to say anything. So you once you have a support group and a support system of families going through similar things, you're not alone. Your case is not the worst. You could share ideas. You could rub minds. You could feel better. Sometimes it's just talking to another person makes you feel better. Sometimes the person doesn't need to do anything. You just cry, and it's like a whole load lifted off your shoulder.
Yes.
And that's what I think. I think.
I think that's brilliant. You create that connection with others, because sometimes you can be going through something and you believe that, oh my god, this has never happened, you know this is my first time. Whoa, what is this? But by the time another person tells you their own, it's not like you will go home and be happy that your own is better, but you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe someone can be going through this and is still standing.
Very true. Very
uh
true. Very true.
Ladies, Chigo, tell us something.
Okay. I think parenting isn't something people do alone,
Yes.
even though that it can often feel that way. Oh, it's my child. I'm the one taking care of my child, and whether it's overwhelming or not, some people don't have that space to speak up, to communicate. So I feel one of the things is strong communication,
Yeah.
having or mentorship.
Mm.
You're looking for people that you can rely on, that you can speak to when you're feeling bad, when you're depressed. People that can reassure new moms or parents that they are doing well.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all we need that assurance that you're doing well.
I love
And
that.
flexibility. I feel sometimes for parents to go to work, come back, take care of children, you see them running like mad people,
Yeah.
which would also contribute to the
Detention.
detention. So I feel like they need to be considered. Maybe getting a remote job is an option
I
that will
love
give you
that
that.
one.
And also going on leave, parental leave. That one is also good because, yes, especially in this country, you will see people that work Monday, like 7 times in a week. They don't have space to rest.
Yeah.
And they don't have time for their children. They don't have time for themselves. So I think they need that space, where they get that parental leave and just to rest, take care of yourself, your family. You can just go on a vacation on your own to cool off that's the stress. And also look for leaders who set examples. People that you think are doing okay, try to be close to them. Another thing is healthcare. Some people, when they are sick and go to the hospital, they may not have the opportunity to see doctors.
Yes.
Yes, and you can imagine yourself taking care of your children when you're having headache because you don't have support.
Yes.
So I feel like they should have access to doctors. They should have access to health visitors, check their mental health. And financial, I think Victoria mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Victoria mentioned financial support.
Financial support is another thing that, yes, if some parents, for them not to work overtime, they need that financial support.
Exactly.
To be able to offset their bills. So they will need that financial support and emergency funds should, in case they need to, attend to something, maybe go to the hospital or buy medication or buy food stuff. They need that emergency fund, which also add to the financial support. Yeah. So I think they also need like a group, like group or workshop on stress management. Where they can have build their confidence to speak.
Yeah. Because going back to what everyone you have already now said, that confidence to speak brings it back to communication. Because a lot of people go into pressure when they cannot communicate effectively with their partners. So confidence to speak is one thing that breaks the communication barrier, which is also a means of breaking the tension in relationships. NGB or Sylvia, what do the ladies have for us?
So, when you just to take you back a little bit, because I don't think I didn't stay much yesterday for a long time.
Okay.
You said the child was roaming around. What do you mean by roaming around? Is it like roaming unattended, or is it like just going to see somebody? What do you mean when you said roaming?
Viv, do you want to tell the story?
What the lady told us was the child. I think the child has a mental health issue. I think probably autistic or something. So the parents, I think the condition overwhelmed the parent, and the parent actually threw the child out of the house, and the child roams around the street like a quote and unquote a lunatic, like sleeps on the street, eats, begs for food on the street, lives on the street, and this is a child, according to her, that it's like 8 years old. So that was the situation the lady described.
Okay. That's actually awful.
Yeah.
I think everybody has said almost what is needed in that situation, because it could be that the parents are not coping well, right? So It could be that they don't know better. They don't know. Don't know any agency or anywhere to turn to. It could be that they don't know. They don't have the information.
Yeah.
Because many a times we might want to do something. We might think we know things, but we don't actually do. So I've had that experience where I used to think that, oh, I don't need anybody to tell me how to do this because I know.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I started to listen to some people, some professionals, or some people talk about things, and I actually calmed down to listen to it properly, I figured out that actually I didn't know this, and if I had done it that way, it wouldn't have resulted in whatever situation it was. So
Yes.
it could be that the parents are uninformed. They don't know. They think they know what they're doing, but they don't. So is that being able being able to realize that you don't know what you're doing and you need help,
Yes.
and being able to ask for that help. So in that case, the parents should actually ask for the help. But also, it could be that they don't realize that they need help. So it's people around them that could actually help them to come out of that situation.
Yeah.
People around them that could actually point out to them and say, look, this thing you're doing, this way you're living, this how you're treating this child is not the right way. And then they might actually realize it because to them, they're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But when somebody around them points this out to them, it's brave enough. Because sometimes people say, it's not my business. I'm not going to speak to them. I'm not going to talk to them. It's not my business. Let them, everybody has their problem. Everybody is raising their own child the way they know how. So I'm not going to point it out to them. So let them figure it out themselves. But if somebody is brave enough to say, look, what you're doing is wrong, and this is a better way to do it, they might actually listen because they might not know better.
Yes.
So, and the world that we live in now is everybody, I don't know if it's too many motivational speakers online, I don't know what it is, but everybody tends to, I'm doing this for me, me. So nobody wants to extend anything to anybody. And sometimes, actually, it goes both ways because sometimes when you want to be brave enough to advise somebody, they turn it around. Do you understand? So it's just finding the balance and trying to pitch in. If the person is willing to listen, then that's fine. You can take it further to educate or to provide support or to provide information or whatever, however you can help. So is a two-way thing when it comes to parenting, because some parents don't want to be told how to raise their kids. Some parents don't want to be told that what they are doing is wrong. So anybody that is brave enough to do that should go ahead, because you might be saving a life without knowing it. So yeah, that's my take on it.
I remember when Vivian and Choma spoke, they told us about how. Thank you, Miss Dixon. Thank you so much. I appreciate the goodwill. I am grateful. Thank you. So when Choma and Vicky spoke, we actually looked at recognizing, accepting that this is it, that there's an impediment here where I am not expert, I am not doing it right. That was actually the very first step. You have to realize that, as in accept, acknowledge that there is room for improvement.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, some people don't actually know that.
Yes.
Some people don't know that they don't know. You get? They don't know that they don't know, so they don't want to hear that they're not doing it right. So it only takes when I think it's just you. It's just you to decide that this is. I think I'm not doing it right. I think it takes self-discovery. So if somebody is coming to tell you something, you might you might not want to listen.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to, it just, I think it's just a self discovery thing. If you discover that this is actually lacking and this is not going well, and okay, I might actually have a way to improve it, then that's when that acceptance and recognition and everything comes in.
Acknowledgement comes in.
Yeah. So it's getting people to actually think and say that this is not going well. That's
Yes.
where the main challenge is.
I totally agree, because you don't know what you don't even know. Like you
Exactly.
said, you don't even know that you don't know. And
Exactly.
you are swimming in your own ignorance, oblivious of everything. Like one cartoon we used to call Peking Duckling. He's just so full of himself, swimming in his ignorance, not knowing that he's actually not doing the right things. Sylvia, can you chip in a bit? We are asking, how can families be supported in this process when a child from a home is experiencing adverse childhood experience? Sylvia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Just chip in. Let's hear you. Oh,
Sorry, I've been a bit on and off. I'm
okay.
doing laundry downstairs. Sorry. So, what's the question?
How can families be supported, especially when a child is undergoing ACEs as adverse childhood experience, which has been like a cycle, where we know that it happens when a parent has been abused as a child, and he grows up and begins to abuse his own children, and then the children grows up and begins to abuse their own children, and then it gets to a stage it was recognized, maybe in a school setting, maybe in a social gathering, maybe in a camp, and there is need to support the child. But we've already identified that you might not just look at the child as an entity. You have to extend it to the larger system where the child is coming from. So how do you think this can be done? Angie, thank you plenty. Thanks so much.
So I think the if the problem has been identified,
Yes.
which should be the first step, then it needs to be tackled from the root cause.
Yes.
And not just the child. So the parents need support,
yes,
as well as the child.
Yes.
Because if you're working on the child and then you do nothing to the parents that are the primary agents,
Yes.
you've not solved the problem, because it will still continue.
Yes.
So you can support the parents by identifying the challenge, identifying the exact problem, and then looking for a way to manage it. Some of this problem could actually be as a result of ignorance,
Yeah.
or lack of information.
Yeah.
So if possible, let the parent know what they are doing, and let them know that, it's wrong. Because some people might actually see, like you said, it's generational.
Yeah.
So since it's generational, they've seen their parents do it. They've seen their great parents, their great grandparents do it. So to them, it's like a norm. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But then it's not by letting them see the negative part of this cycle, making them see that whatever they are doing is wrong. And then if they are able to come to the realization that whatever they are doing is wrong, that's when they'll be able to correct it. Because you cannot change someone that did not see anything wrong with what he or she is doing.
Of course.
So let them know that first and foremost, this thing is wrong. And then when they accept, then that's when you now look for ways to help them. Most times, some of these things might actually be things that money could actually solve. Poverty might actually be the root cause.
Yeah.
So look for a way to support them financially. If possible, they should go for counseling or therapy. And then
yeah, they should get knowledge about whatever is they are going through.
Yes.
Then support will now come in, maybe educating them about it, telling them how they can actually come out from it, and then supporting them financially might actually go a long way to help.
Yeah, like V pointed out, a lot of it can be tackled financially and nutritionally.
Yeah. No, to be fair, the nutrition aspect, if you don't have money,
You will
I don't know how,
figure.
because before they'd be like, so I remember when I was in school, they'd be like, without money, it's not all about money. You can actually, when you get your rice, you get, but to be fair, food now is very expensive.
Tell me about it.
So if you don't have money, I don't know how you are going to eat and get like even the minimum balanced diet of your rice, your crayfish, your vegetable oil and stuff. You cannot even get it again without money.
You can't get where you were going to get it before without money.
And before now, you be like, and you go to your farm, you'll be able to get this, you get that. Oga, you cannot get everything from your farm.
You can't.
And then if you don't have money, you cannot access it. Even here, they say 5 a day, eating 5 fruits a day.
Yeah.
And then when you go to get this fruit, just 1 or 2 that you've picked, you'll be spending like £15 already.
There's no
So most
free
of
food anyway. In fact, food is expensive everywhere.
very
now.
expensive now. So most of all
Everywhere.
these things now, they need to, let's start from the financial aspect, tackle the poverty first.
Yeah.
And then when the person is now financially capable, the person will now come to the nutritional aspect and then eat well. Because when you are healthy, at least you think well as well.
Exactly. A hungry man is an angry man, they say.
Mm.
Okay, ladies, it has been an extensive discourse, and we have looked at, emotional detoxification. We started at how does it happen, what usually gives clogs the mind, and then we looked at how can you support. We identified a particular thing that really could get a man at the edge, or a woman, it could be anybody. And this is exactly one of the aspects of emotional toxicity that spills over to children and continues spilling over and becomes a generational cycle until something breaks the cycle. And we have sat here and looked at different things that can break the cycle, different things that can, stop the ball rolling. But one thing that we have not said is, even when you stop the ball rolling, the child is already carrying trauma. Whoever is affected, if it's the man that is abusive, the woman is already carrying trauma. The children are already carrying trauma. If it is a woman that is abusive, whoever is in a relationship with her has gone to hell and back. So this is the main topic, emotional detoxification. So how do you detoxify somebody from emotional trauma? How do you remove the toxicity? How do you detoxify anybody from emotional trauma? Somebody say something. You can just unmute and talk to us. We are already rounding up anyway. It won't be long before we pack and go. V, you now will always call you. Chi, are you there? Okay. Sylvia, are you still there?
I'm still here, but I'm just going to listen.
Just say 1 or 2 things before the ladies come back.
I don't really know how to go about that.
Okay.
Oh.
I think in the course of discussion we have somehow even talked about it.
Yeah. But I think with trauma is very sensitive.
Very, very.
Yeah, trauma is very sensitive, and then the person that is traumatized should actually be willing to let go and come out of it.
Yes, yes.
Because if there is no willingness, whatever you are doing is like a waste of time.
Very true.
And then another thing is still the same therapy and counseling that we've been talking about.
Yes.
The person should be willing to undergo therapy and put into practice whatever
the therapist is saying.
Exactly. Yeah. And then try to be positive. Forgiveness also should be part of it.
You hit it there.
Yeah. So the person is able to let go and then forgive.
Yes.
I think the healing process will start from that point.
Yeah. It goes a long way when you forgive. A very long way, because you liberate both yourself and the offender.
Yeah.
Hechi, what do you want to tell us?
Sorry. I got distracted.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, as we all may know that when it comes to emotional trauma, it's not it's an ongoing process. And trauma, I would say that trauma changes how someone or how a person thinks, how they feel, reacts, and how they behave. And for you to create that, what's the question again? Before I will start answering.
How do you detoxify from trauma?
Okay, how do you detoxify from trauma? Okay, I think is to respect their pace.
Yes.
Yeah, don't push them to share before they are ready. Allow them. Let them do it when they want to do it. And listen without judging. We are good at that, being judgmental. So just listen without judging or rushing them. And exercise, encouraging them to exercise. Exercise could help ease off some stress. Okay, you can say you talking it through with a trained therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that could help.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to draw.
Drawing.
Yeah. Drawing. Just drawing away your feelings. Just drawing feelings, or even to cry.
Yes.
Encourage the person to cry. Let just cry it out, or you laugh it out. Yeah, expressing your anger in safe ways. Or you can also look for someone that you trust that you can talk to. It will also help you.
That will not be judgmental.
Yes. Encouraging healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are sensible ways of, detoxifying the mind, physically, emotionally, financially. Vicky, do you have to put in something? We are almost on our way too.
No, I think everyone has really said basically everything. Like everyone has said everything. Although I was out for a while, yes. The ways of the question again, sorry.
How to detoxify the mind, because our topic is emotional detoxification.
How to detoxify the mind. Like Choma mentioned a very interesting one, drawing.
Yeah.
Drawing. It's for me, it's writing. I like writing, like journaling. I could write. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I could just sit down and write. I find it as a way of pouring out the emotions, pouring out the stress. Like I just sit down and write, or sometimes sit down. I used to have this game on my phone, popping bubbles. Just keep popping bubbles, and it's actually relaxing. I might do that for like 30, 45 minutes. Then the tension just goes away.
Yeah.
And basically, I think every other thing has been said. Then another thing is meditation.
Yes.
Like I always say, I believe in the spiritual.
Yeah.
I believe in God, the Almighty God, to be
The Father
specific.
Almighty, creator
Yes,
of heaven and earth.
I believe in prayers. I believe in meditating on God's word. I believe in listening to music, godly
Yes.
sounds. It's relaxing. Taking a bath, soaking yourself in a bath
Oh my
sometimes will just
goodness.
ease the
I
whole
keep telling
tension.
people that bathing is really therapeutic.
Very, very,
Each
very
time I come
therapeutic.
down from a bath, I give thanks for
Very
the
therapeutic.
grace to be able to have a good bath.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. So those are some of the ways, some of the things that you could use to, or sometimes just call a friend and just,
Yeah.
like you said, I don't know, is it you or Choma that said, someone without judgment, someone
Yeah,
that won't
someone
judge you,
that
because
will
some people are so judgmental. Before you open your mouth, they will already,
giving you
the
2,000 lessons on how to
exactly,
be better.
and sometimes even for us, for me, it's for us to learn also. So when some people are telling you issues about their life, they don't necessarily need you to say anything.
Yes.
They don't necessarily need you to say anything. You just like keep quiet and listen,
Yes.
because you don't have the whole details. You've
Yes.
not walked in their shoes before. So giving advice, saying all sorts, you might just go off point. And so sometimes just calmly listen to the person. Probably that's all the person needs at that point.
Yeah.
That's
Just
my
somewhere
own
to
views.
vet.
Yeah.
To vet it
Exactly.
out.
Just wants to vent and just let out steam. That's all.
Woo!
My own views.
Ladies,
Oh,
it's been a
Vicky, thank you so much because you mentioned so many things that I like.
yeah. I know you would like it, see your teeth.
I do. I do.
Oh my goodness, this evening, you know what I love about this kind of discussion is that the things you think you might have a grip of, when other people are bringing their own perspective, you be like, oh my god, like, okay, now look at something like popping bubble in a phone, calling a friend, having a bath. I had always known it's therapeutic, but I never thought it could be a way to detoxify the mind. And come to think of it, it always detoxifies the mind. It does. Like when you come out from a nice shower, I used to say, oh my goodness, thank you so much that I had the opportunity to have this bath. It's so refreshing. And then when you talk about drawing, I mean, there are things that you wouldn't have, like, okay, just because you're feeling low, that let me just go and draw. But believe me, it does detoxify the mind. It does. So these are like a few of those ways that we can we can carry out emotional detoxification. Don't forget, it's not just about your body. No matter how well you keep your body, if the inside is not in a very solid state too, it might be difficult to, bring the body glowing. All of us know this. You know very well that when you wake up in the morning, have your bath and look in the mirror, it is not always the same. Like how you looked yesterday is usually not how you look today. And believe me, the day you usually look best are the days you are happy in the inside. I don't know how it happens, but this is the truth. It is not a function of how many makeup you put or function of how good the artist is. It is usually a function of how you are feeling inside of you. And it's amazing how the inside is always reflecting on the outside. So dear, these are like very solid, valid points we have brought out tonight. Somebody was suggesting that maybe since Vicky likes writing, maybe he should be writing books on some of the topics we are discussing, because when we talk about these things, they are not things you pick from the street. Like, do you get? They're not things you just know like that.
Very true. Very true.
It comes from the perspective of people who are like, okay, this is what is reasonably effective, and this person is saying it, and you are really saying that it is true to the core. And one person says, another one person says, and then in all of them you are looking at 7 different things that you would never have thought yourself just by sitting there and thinking. So ladies, this is so profound, this is so enriching. I wouldn't have thought about using some of these strategies to detoxify my mind. Yes, I would have thought about maybe exercise, maybe forgiveness, but come on, drawing, playing games, having bath. But those are real, those are profound, those are ways. So I mean, it's been a good conversation, and I don't know, is it okay, because I am looking at we should just go to bed. Tomorrow is still work day.
Yeah.
So we can come back tomorrow and do justice again by 9 p.m. Let us not forget that this is a journey to growth. We should treat it as one. It doesn't mean that things cannot happen sometimes, but let us, it's not even that we come here and sit every night and discuss real matters. Doesn't mean we don't have things we could be doing, but because we, all of us, are people who are determined to not just impact people, but to also impact our own lives in terms of making things out of what we have decided to call duty. So let us try as much as possible to come out and, enrich one another, enrich the internet space, and continue to make the world understand it doesn't always have to be dancing and jumping that will attract people. We discuss profound intellectual things here. And thank you so much for bringing out this time. Let us continue to grow each other. Before you come tomorrow, make sure you post something. Just like I was telling Vicky the other day, posting now doesn't mean you should do extensive research and all that. You can just find somebody's post with a music and use the volume. I mean, use the sound and video yourself, do like this, and write something on top depending on what your page is representing, and put it there. Or you can even use templates, create something. Let us give ourselves that task to make this growth happen. On your separate pages, try and post 1 or 2 things before we meet again tomorrow evening. Let's call it a duty, and by God's grace we will grow. I am sure with time now we will start attracting even people that want us to sponsor products for them. I personally have attracted 2 products already, and I wasn't even doing anything like that. So please, let's just if we want to make something out of it, let us treat it like a business. Thanks everyone. Is there anybody that wants to say anything so we can go and get some rest? Okay, ladies. So we call it an evening. Tomorrow we will be back again to discuss very profound topics. We will meet behind the scene to continue to constructively align topics to the things that will represent us as a team.
Okay.
All
right.
right.
Good night.
Good night,
so
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Matthew.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Good night,
Bye.
Sylvia.
Bye.
Good night, Chick. Good night, Vicky. See you
Good
tomorrow.
night. Good night, IJ. Good night, Chioma. Good night, Sylvia. Bye.
Bye, ladies.